Saw those Japanese troops, all the airplanes, come flying in and bomb the island. Then, just a few months after that, this maneuver happened after 16 B-25s and 80 brave men, known as the Doolittle Raiders, launched from the deck of an aircraft carrier with one mission: payback for Pearl Harbor. They popped up just like Larry did right there. They bombed the heart of Tokyo. Some 300 miles off the coast, they launched that mission, again off the deck of an aircraft carrier. The USS Hornet was spotted, so they had to launch early, and they did that very same maneuver. They flew down low under the command of Jimmy Doolittle. In the right seat was a man by the name of Dick Cole. He was the co-pilot that day. We just lost him. He was 103 years old. He died earlier this year, in fact. But the Doolittle Raiders, their story lives on today because of air shows like this and because of you. Look, we lost a few of them on that very mission. 2 men drowned after they ditched their airplanes. There was nowhere to land. They had to launch so early. They made it to China, but they mostly bailed out. 2 drowned, as we said. 1 died with a parachute malfunction. 8 were actually captured. 3 were executed by the Japanese in a firing squad. 1 died from severe malnutrition. 4 actually came home at the end of the war after being rescued by the OSS. All of those folks that were captured, though, tortured, solitary confinement for over 3.5 years. 64 raiders in all found themselves behind Japanese lines in occupied China. Friendly, though, Chinese peasant farmers and militia members assisted these airmen and helped them evade capture by Japanese troops. Now let that soak in. 64 raiders. 64 raiders aided by friendly Chinese. 64 raiders. Now let this number soak in. Of those 64 raiders who the Chinese aided, 250,000 Chinese were murdered by the Japanese for aiding the Doolittle Raiders. To his dying day, Dick Cole, the last raider to die, will tell you that the Raiders owe a tremendous debt to the Chinese people that they have never forgotten. Watch now as the B-25 delivers another impact here. The bomb bay doors swing open, and Larry Kelly showing you the business end of that airplane. Today, though, Larry is down here on the ground. Sabrina Kemp and Calvin Peacock are flying that aircraft today, and Larry is down here somewhere, hopefully answering some questions about Panchito. But what I want to tell you about this very airplane, Panchito, is that it's still in operation today. Some 70-plus years after World War II, Panchito is still serving this great nation at Naval Test Pilot School. In just a few weeks, this airplane will be flying some of the latest test pilots of the United States Navy, as they have to learn how to operate an old World War II airplane, because this thing flies like nothing else in the modern Navy. Isn't that a cool story that this old World War II bomber is still serving this great land that we love, the United States of America? You too can go fly on this, though. The Delaware Aviation Museum. The Delaware Aviation Museum operates Panchito. They have a rides program up there on the eastern shore. You can go fly it. If you'd like to go do it, find them online. It is the Delaware Aviation Museum, DelawareAviationMuseum.org. You can click on flight training if you'd like to become a rated pilot on the B-25, but they would love to talk to you. Again, it's the Delaware Aviation Museum. It's DelawareAviationMuseum.org, the operators of Panchito. I'd encourage you to go see them. Again, DelawareAviationMuseum.org. You can learn to fly and become right seat qualified. That is the co-pilot seat. You too can become a B-25 right seat pilot if you already have the qualifications, or if you just want to go take a ride. They'll help you out. DelawareAviationMuseum.org. Take a look now to the right, Panchito, setting up for yet another pass. Man, what a fun airplane to be in. I just love looking at this. Imagine, if you would, 14 forward firing guns. This thing truly was the 810 of its time. And it also can pack a punch. Some 3,000 pounds of bombs. The men who flew on these airplanes back in World War II, they knew what the rate of survival was. It wasn't good, and they knew it. They kept saying, as Larry Kelly, the owner of Panchito, likes to say, "Put me in, coach." That's what they said. They said, "Put me in, coach. I know what I'm getting into." And they did just that. They signed up for those dangerous missions. The 80 brave Doolittle Raiders, they knew what they were getting into. Chance of survival less than that of a coin toss, but they just kept signing up and showing up. Panchito, the B-25, had a crew of several men, a pilot, a co-pilot, an engineer, a navigator in some cases, even a bombardier, sometimes a tail gunner, lots of folks. Lots of folks on board to operate these airplanes back in World War II, and let that soak in. 3,000 pounds of bombs, that's all it could carry. By the end of the war, the single-engine Sky Raider could carry more than the B-25. It could carry more than the B-17, but these airplanes truly fought an evil the world has never seen. That's why I say we stand on the shoulders of giants. The men, and yes, women, who flew these airplanes. The women, the WASP pilots who got up to the war zone. We owe them such a tremendous debt. Larry Kelly and his friends down there at the Delaware Aviation Museum, DelawareAviationMuseum.org, continue to tell these stories. Most of our World War II folks have all died, but they don't have to die again if we remember these stories, if we remember what they did. That's why I said earlier, if you have a family member who served in World War II, go home and learn their story. Please, go home and learn their story so they don't have to die again. Now watch back here from the right as Panchito makes its way around for another photo finish pass. Wayne Boggs, high atop the Andrews Air Force Base Tower. He's about to get a good look at the B-25, because here they come. Sabrina Kemp and Calvin Peacock doing the flying today. Sabrina Kemp, one of just a handful of female B-25 pilots. Both she and Calvin, long-time airline captains. A great job today by Panchito and its crew. Gonna set up here and set up here for one more photo pack. You know, Jay, I don't know if you know this or not, but it's Airshow by request out here. Warbird Radio, my company, Warbird Radio, we operate a little differently at Airshows. We have another Facebook page called Airshow by request. I would encourage you to go like it, but we have just had a request come in for Larry to do one more photo pass. Little Brian Lilly wrote in, he missed it on his camera. His phone shut down, but it's up now. We're going to give it to him one more time. From the left, here comes the Delaware Aviation Museum.org and Panchito, Delaware Aviation Museum, for your rides and your flight training needs in the B-25. Here it is, the final photo finish pass. Check that out. I hope little Brian Lilly got that picture. Yeah, I know. Good kid, that little Brian Lilly. He was out here yesterday. Won a bowling tournament. Did you hear that part? That's why he won the tickets. Yeah, great kid. All right. Making his way back around to land. Amen. Our friends there at the Delaware Aviation Museum Foundation, we're so happy to have them here. Panchito is the name of that B-25. The most photographed and recognized serviceable B-25 in North America. Larry and his team do such an awesome job. We're just glad to have him here at the Andrews Air Show. Again, Delaware Aviation Museum, DelawareAviationMuseum.org. Go for a ride in Panchito, or if you're already a pilot and you've dreamed of flying the B-25 from the right seat, I mean, come on, who wouldn't? Go out there and sign up for their second-in-command course that they offer all year round out there at the Delaware Aviation Museum Foundation. Go out there and check it out in DelawareAviationMuseum.org. Right now, they'll watch as Calvin and Sabrina set up for a great landing in the B-25. One of the most expensive parts of the B-25 operation today, keeping tires on that thing. Tires are very expensive for these old airplanes, so they're not going to hit the brakes. They're going to do a little aerodynamic braking. Watch this as the nose stays up. They're going to touch down. It's a rather pronounced touchdown in this airplane. We're going to make it look easy, though. There it is. There's the touchdown. See the smoke? A little bit off the tires. Now they're just going to let it roll out. They're not going to touch the brakes. Brakes are expensive, too. Don't want to do that. Nice job there by Larry and the team. Great job. Still to come in just a few more moments, your United States Air Force Thunderbirds. Now would be a great time, though, to have something to eat, grab something to drink, rehydrate. We've sold you the whole seat over here at the chalet, I know, but you'll only need the edge. All right, I got Sergeant Smith up here. Jay, hang on a minute. You bring this down. Sergeant Smith is here with a very, very important announcement. Sergeant Smith, tell me right now, what is this important announcement? Nate Klaus. Nate Klaus, can you hold your hand up? Nate Klaus, if you're here listening, a very important announcement for you. Congratulations, because you're going to be an uncle here very soon. Congratulations, Sergeant Smith. Big round of applause for the Smith family, everybody. And look at that, Panchito right down front and center. Buy that man some diapers. They're going to need it, Jay. Isn't that the truth? Look at that. Panchito coming down here. Oh, my goodness, look at that. Great job by Panchito.
Fire guy has
Let me see here. Thunderbirds, can you hear me?